Vince Vaughn is playing Dr. Doomis in the MCU. I could not be more excited. I'm a huge fan of multiverses. I'm a huge fan of cinematic universes. Space Jam 2, Ready Player One, any kind of multiverse scenario. I love shared universes. The Space Jam 2 of it all, the Ready Player 1 and 2 of it all. I'm very into that. I've just loved the last few years. They've just been amazing. Again, Vince Vaughn is playing Doctor Doom in the MC Universe, and the MC Universe, I need to explain a long discussed theory in online discourse theories, a long time online discourse online, because, like, again, a theory online, Vince Vaughn's movies potentially fitting in the timeline if he played Doctor Doom. And again, looks like that's the way that it looks like they're going that way. Doctor Doom in the MCU, Vince Vaughn. I'm like a huge fan of Vince Vaughn. I with him. Like, I don't know if he knows me. Like, I feel like he would, based on just like, it seems like he would enjoy my shit. And like, I certainly enjoy a lot of his shit. And that's kind of what I want to get into. Look at the MCU. Think of the M in MCU, right? Flip it upside down. That's a W, but don't even worry about that. Split the W in two. It's two V's. Vince Vaughn Cinematic Universe. There's a contingent of movies, not all of his movies, but a contingent of movies in his catalog. They don't have shared people, or characters, or settings, or text, or even intention amongst the filmmakers to connect them, but they do share like a vibe undercurrent. And the vibe undercurrent, I think, is very important to phase 6 and 7 and even 8 of the United States MCU. I do think that the vvcu, the Vince Vaughn Cinematic Universe, fits very amazingly and cozily in that scheme. So let's get into it. First movie, Dodgeball, the only one I really remember watching as a kid. He plays a downtrodden gym owner, business owner, also is downtrodden in life and has various personal problems, but then he flips his whole shit around at some point in the movie. He becomes a better man and a better businessman. Again, they're tied together, as we know in real life. The Dilemma and Couples Retreat, I don't remember these movies at all. Couples Retreat, he's a Guitar Hero salesman. Again, downtrodden salesman, flips his whole shit around, and because he's also has a failed marriage. I don't remember, but anyway, becomes a good guy, good businessman. Ayn Rand, like Vince Vaughn. Full disclosure, he is my uncle. Like, literally, Vince Vaughn's my uncle. Not like actually my uncle, but like, you know when someone's your uncle. You know, like when Ayn Rand's your mom. I feel that way about those two. Like, they just get it. Anyway, The Dilemma is a movie with Kevin James. I cannot get into the Kevin James of it all. The Kevin James Galactus of it all it's too much for me to get into with the Kevin James Galactus of it all. He and Kevin James are down on their luck salesmen in that movie. In The Dilemma, flip their whole shit around, and they become better men, better salesmen, more money, more good points, more moral points, more happiness points for the Vince Vaughn camp, for the Kevin James. Again, can't get into the Kevin James of it all. He makes the internship with Owen Wilson, and again, can't get into the Owen Wilson, Kevin James Galactus of it all. The internship, they're down on their luck salesmen that are also bad people. Flip their whole shit around, good people, good marriages, good lives, good girlfriends, or good partners. I can't remember if any of Vince Vaughn's characters have been queer. I don't think so.
Hey everyone, Editing Ian here, and I have to say that I can't believe I missed this, but of course in the internship there is a very explicit reference to the X-Men.
Then there's the prime example, the main shining example of Vince Vaughn being a down on his luck businessman that flips his whole shit around. That is, of course, Fred Claus. He plays the brother of Christmas Claus, of Santa Claus, and this is actually a really fucked up movie because for some reason his brother was chosen to be immortal over him. Paul Giamatti as Santa is like a golden casting. I do remember seeing this movie as a kid and absolutely hating it. Very boring. Fucking hated this movie. Anyways, he takes over for Santa when he gets injured. He girl bosses all of the North Pole. It again shows the shining theme. He's a down on his luck businessman. Also a bad person, flips his whole shit around, as they say, becomes a good person, good business, because then he makes actually a lot of money on the North Pole. Down on his luck businessman, flips his whole shit around, becomes a good man and a good businessman. That's literally Dr. Doofenshmirtz. I mean, Dr. Doom. I actually want to get into the final part of the theory, which is that you make Dr. Doom, Vince Vaughn, a former character from another Vince Vaughn movie. The one to pick is the delivery man, because then you can make all these other Vince Vaughns, his son, have like a real guaranteed $2 billion endgame moment where all of these Vince Vaughns fight their dad, delivery man Doom Vince Vaughn. Maybe there's like a moment where like Zeus and all of his siblings go inside of
Chronos
because he eats them, and then they cut their way out. So maybe we have a moment where all of the Vince Vaughns cut their way out of the delivery man Doom Vince Vaughn. I just think that this is a great opportunity. Again, didn't have time to get into the Kevin James Galactus of it all. Again, huge win for the vvcu heads out there. Never thought that we would have Vindication. It's good that they finally picked Vince Vaughn for this. He really is born for this role. I genuinely think that Vince Vaughn could play a good Dr. Doom.